So we are in studio with the one and only Rachel Connors, photographer extraordinaire. I love this girl. Her company is See Through Rachel's Lens, right? How long have you been doing this?
It started as a hobby with my kids. I have 3 kids. They're all adults now. But they all did sports. And doing the sports, I always wanted to document everything. And I remember I post things on Facebook and parents are like, hey, can you take pictures of my kids? Hey, can you get a couple of my kids when we're doing this? And I'm like, okay. So it kind of just like gradually just pushed its way into a hobby for me of just documenting everything. And then I moved home and I have 2 nephews. So it started documenting their lives. And then
They're so cute.
they are.
Grant and Braden. They're so cute.
So I just kind of decided, I was like, I work full time, but it's something I enjoy doing. And it kind of is a calm in my storm. I go out and anything I'm doing when it comes to photography just like brings me my mellow.
Yeah. So when you were doing like the sports for your kids, like were you getting like the action shots, like in the mid throw?
So, my kids always did the fast sports. So I have a cheerleader, a wrestler, a soccer player, cross country. So everything's fast.
Oh wow,
fast,
you got
fast,
everything. Your kids did everything.
They did. So it just made it to where I would take things and then I would always go back and edit and stuff like that. And people are like, how'd you do that? And I'm like, or they would say how cool something looked because I got a different view than a normal person sitting in the stands. Because I wasn't the mom that just sat on the stands. I did everything. So I had shots behind like the soccer net going through. And it was just interesting to be able to see other people's perspective on what I do. So I just kind of kept up with it, and then it's made me happy.
Yeah. We got to pause. Hold on. Northwest West and Wesley Jr. Hold on. Here it comes.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
That's one.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
Number 2 and one more for good measure.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
Thanks, guys, for driving by.
Apologies, but when they drive by, we
have sound bites for certain people.
Not a problem.
We haven't even seen our back. Cut me some slack, Jack. He didn't go. Maybe he had the weekend off after working all weekend with the fight with the 4th of July.
So jealous.
Yeah, that he's got the day off. Yeah. Oh my gosh, seriously. So, do you do weddings?
I've done 5 different weddings.
Oh.
I've done a couple paid ones, but a lot of the ones that I've done have been really close friends, family.
I've been to one of them, and you took amazing photos. Amazing photos.
So I enjoy doing it, and normally if it's a friend or family, that's my gift to them for their wedding. So,
which is huge because you took a ton of pictures, you saved them a lot of money, and your pictures were good. Especially, I think, with the family and friends because you kind of know people's personalities.
Yep.
So you kind of know what's sort of coming next with the way, and you can get those real organic, fun shots.
That's one thing that I strive for is when it started with my kids, especially with my daughter, she would start coming to me and being like, hey, Mom, can we go do photo shoot? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so like I would take the pictures that were like the candid pictures and stuff, but I'd also make sure that I got like the goofy ones. And those are always my favorite.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
To look back afterward and see just the silly faces.
Yeah. Elliot makes silly faces. We could document your silly faces.
Mom said I needed to stop doing this or to get stuck that way, so I didn't listen.
Yeah, well, there's that. Remember when your parents would tell you, don't cross your eyes? They'll say, don't sit too close to the TV. You're like, all these crazy things that never, don't swim till after you eat. And we're like, I remember like the first time as a kid jumping in the water right after I ate, and I'm like, waiting for the cramps to come. Like, am I going to cramp and drown like everybody always said? It didn't happen. I'm like, well, I'm not listening to them anymore. Because your parents would tell you, you'll get cramps and you'll drown.
No, I just love how you go, I'm waiting for the cramps to come.
Well, because I was a kid and I was like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? It didn't happen.
Life on the edge.
Yeah. So then I was like, screw this. I'm jumping in. I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm in the water. Oh, my gosh. So, okay, some of the other things. So I was telling Elliot, I said kind of boudoir photography, but he said it's not in the bedroom, so it's not necessarily
Well,
boudoir.
I have done
Yeah.
boudoir. I love to be able to build people up
Yes.
in any way that I possibly can. I've come from a pretty dark past in the past.
But look at you shine now, girl.
Yeah,
You're
anything
shining
that I
now.
can do to make somebody's day brighter is something that I'm going to strive to do. That's just who I am as a person.
Oh, you
So,
absolutely are. You are probably, no matter what, you always come out, you always come out of it smiling and happy. Is Danny listening?
No, he's at work.
Well, we can cut the interview, but Danny, here's to you, man. I know you guys are so happy. But yeah, so what is your favorite? Like if you could just go out and today's the day you're going to go out and just take pictures. What would be
Little
your favorite?
kids. little kids.
Oh,
Just to
fun.
see the reaction and get them in action.
Yeah.
It's hysterical to watch them.
Aw,
So,
that's great. Yeah, when you say that, I picture like kids at the splash pad. You know,
Yep.
they're all just losing their mind at stuff, and they're
Yep.
not paying attention to anybody but what's going on. And I would think their little faces would be like so true and happy and joyous.
I think my second favorite is like senior teenage pictures. So
Oh, you took some good ones of your
yes,
son.
my youngest just graduated last in June.
Yeah.
And he came to visit me from Kentucky, and when he came, he's like, "Mom, can we go do my senior pictures?" I was like, "Let's go."
Did you post any of those?
I posted some of them. I don't know if they're on my page, but I can put some on there.
Because I'm trying to think if I
think I
remember
did.
seeing.
We were
I have to look.
down. We were down by the river in St. Charles.
Yes, I did. Because
Yeah.
I was just going to say you were by water. I remember
Yep,
that.
we were down by
Those
the
were
river.
great pictures. If you guys, you're looking for somebody that's, photography's in her heart. It's like, how would people get a hold of you?
Facebook. I have a page there. You can friend me on Facebook, message me. You're welcome to call me. My phone number is 859-382-9320. Or you can text me there anyway. My email, if you wanted to email me, is Rachel.628@yahoo.com. And it's Rachel, Rachel.
And I'll get her Facebook page, see through Rachel's Lens. I'll pull that up on Facebook. I'll screenshot it and put your phone number. And I always put everything that we talk about on our Facebook, the WRMN Facebook page. So we kind of have a little bit of a collage. So have you ever done animal pictures?
I have.
I
I used to go
animals?
to the zoo with my oldest. He's obsessed with. I always teased him and told him he was like my own zookeeper. Like we'd walk around the zoo and he'd like tell me all these different things. So for the longest time, I would go do pictures at the zoo. His favorite is penguins. So
Wow.
I remember there was one that I took of a penguin that I had blown up and given to him, and he was just floored by it because he's like, "I'm gonna put it in my room." And I think he told me a couple weeks ago, him and his girlfriend are looking to move out, and he's like, "I'm thinking I'm gonna make a penguin room."
Well, there is, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm almost positive it's still there, in Gatlinburg, Texas, there is a place you can swim with penguins.
He would be in heaven.
Yeah, we
I know
have
he
to look
just
it
went
up.
to the aquarium in Atlanta, and they
nice.
have a thing where you can crawl under and put your head up into like a plastic encasing, and like penguins are right there. He's like, they were walking like right up to me, Mom. I was like, he's like, it was the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God, that is very cool. That's in Atlanta?
Yeah, he said it was in
Oh
Atlanta.
my God. Well, we'll have to look up the Gatlinburg. I'm pretty sure it's Gatlinburg. No, maybe Galveston.
Probably Galveston.
I think it might have been, because Galveston, So Galveston, not Gatlinburg. But we'll look it up. And I saw it and I thought, how cool is that you could just jump in and swim with the penguins and feed them and they're all right there.
That would be awesome.
I love that. So what else has been going on with you?
I work a lot, but
It's true.
that's one of the reasons why I do my photography is because, like I said, it's my calm in the storm. So
Yeah.
I have a busy life. I basically have 4 kids, plus a boyfriend. so
We could get Elliot to dress up in Star Wars characters and take photos.
that would be so
No,
fun.
Indiana
Why
Jones.
not?
I let's just say I want to look more like Indy and not like the Boulder. I want to look more like Han Solo and not like Jabba. So we'll get there when I do.
All right,
We'll
we'll get
Well,
there.
the thing is it's all about view and perspective.
That is right.
And
So-
Photoshop.
if you got
Exactly.
that lens that like
It's
alters
angles.
things.
I
Yep, there
swear,
we go.
angles. they do miraculous things.
We'll work.
See?
We'll do that. We'll work on. We'll work
Or maybe
on that.
you could
Yeah.
do a boudoir shoot.
Nobody wants to see
I think
that.
they're called manwars.
Manwar.
Manwar
Yeah.
shoot.
Manwar.
I know David Tees would be up for it. David Tees would absolutely be up for it.
He sends us his sexy pool photos all
I
the
know.
time.
I know he does with his
It's a lot of
MGD and his floaty.
It's really weird. It's like we get pictures of this. He sends us pictures. He's in his pool. He's got his Ray-Bans or whatever on. He's
Well,
got a beer.
obviously,
and,
it makes a difference because you remember it.
it's burned into my brain is the problem. Sorry.
Well, you know, David Tees he's the guy here. I know there's a picture. I'll even put one of his pictures. There he is.
Aw.
Look at his smiley face
He's
and his
enjoying himself.
He is. He always says
yeah.
he falls into the pool.
Oh,
but
he
he never
falls.
spills his beer. Like he's talented.
That's pure
Yeah.
talent.
Yep.
You can't waste alcohol.
No. Did you do a lot of swimming on the 4th?
Oh, I was in the pool almost all day.
Yeah. Perfect.
Lots of reapplying sunscreen to make sure I didn't turn into a lobster.
Did you take a lot of pictures or no?
I actually didn't touch my phone all day.
What?
That was like the first time I didn't bring my camera, which Mom yelled at me when I got there because, you know, that's my taco salad. I'm not supposed to come to anything without it. But I
Taco
didn't-
salad. Your taco salad is amazing. I'm not going to lie.
But
The Connors do not skimp on food
no,
during a
there's
holiday.
never ever a day that people go home hungry.
No.
So-
And if you do, that's all on you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And there was plenty left.
Nice. So did you guys all go back the next day?
No, we didn't go back the next day. Life's busy.
Yeah. I get it. So
But-
I guess in photography, you know, people have so many choices and so many. What makes like you? I know you like making people happy, but what do you like? You're like, okay, I'm going on this photo shoot. My goal today is, and what am I going to do?
I want to bring everybody's individuality out.
Individuality? Okay, I got you.
Either that, I don't even like. I do all different kinds of photography. It's not like I've done the bar.
Yep. Yes, you did.
So
They were
I
great.
do all kinds of different things. Like I've gone to the Grand Canyon and taken pictures. I've Niagara and all different kinds of things. So I'll do landscape. I'll do animals. I'll do all different kinds of things. So.
Do you ever get something that just does not cooperate with your vision where you're like, stand still or what, something?
Sometimes it's hard with infants because they don't stay still.
Yeah.
So, but it's all part of working with them, you know? Like, instead of looking at it as an issue, I look at it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and sometimes those outtakes are kind of funny.
they're hilarious.
Yeah, David T says the next picture will go to Elliot of me in his Superman Speedo by the pool.
Oh man.
David T's.
Well, that's going to help me
I
lose some weight.
double
I'm gonna
dog
have that.
dare
I'm
you.
going to have that. Put that baby up on the fridge.
You know
and
what?
that'll keep me away from the fridge.
No,
for a
you know
while.
what I want your picture to look like? Remember the George Costanza in his tidy whities on the love seat thing? We could reenact that. We could probably Photoshop your head right
Get
on
a
it.
nice chase.
Yeah.
lounge.
I think we could Photoshop your head on that picture.
I'm getting incredibly uncomfortable here.
We'll call HR.
So two HR issues already. I'm going to talk to Debbie about it. You walking around pantsless, and now you want me to pose on a couch for you. I don't know.
Not just for me, for our whole viewing and listening audience.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
I think they kind of do. All right, people chime in. Do you want to see Elliot pose like George Costanza on a love seat for all the world to see?
All right, so I'm going to just mute her there, and we can.
He muted my mic.
Yeah,
They all know what you were going to say anyways.
We all knew what she was going to say.
I'm going to put a poll up. We're going to do a poll.
I know a few. I know a few photographers. My sister-in-law is also a photographer. Does a lot of same thing that you do. What are some of the challenges that are going on right now? I think finding the jobs, but also doing the whole thing. Because I know some folks, it can be kind of challenging for them to even hire a photographer or get a photographer.
Yeah, I know my biggest thing is Facebook. I am on almost every community site that you can think of in the area. I have a lot of really good friends and past people that I've done pictures for that recommend me. So a lot of
good
it's
word of mouth is really good, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
I go and post when I do. I'm not very good at keeping on top of posting everything, and I don't post everything that I do. But like I said, I do have the page. You're more than welcome to message me anytime you want. I'm really good at working with schedules. I have a full-time job, but I put my customers first, and I make sure that you feel like the priority. And when I do it, a lot of other photography places, it's really expensive. I do it more of as a hobby, so it's a lot cheaper for me because I don't do it to make a living. It's not what I do for a living. It's what I do to enjoy myself.
So do you use digital photography or do you work with film?
I do digital.
Okay.
And the nice thing about me, a lot of, like, especially with wedding, you have to, like, pick certain pictures that you want and stuff like that, and you pay for the amount of pictures that you get or something along those lines. Whatever I take and edit and it doesn't look like it shouldn't, then you get every single picture I take. So I edit through everything, and then I digitally send everything to you, and it's yours once I hand it to or give it to you. You know.
That's cool. That's cool. So they don't have watermarks, and you're just like,
nope,
here's your
it's yours.
pictures. See, and in an inexpensive option, because I know just looking at, not that I would ever get married again, but I have a friend in the wedding industry. She's a day of management. And, she tells me like the prices that some of these brides pay. And I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's like a down payment on a car. That's so if you can, find somebody who's really good at what they do and passionate about what they do and reasonable, you need to get a hold of Rachel Connors here. And I'll put all our information up on our Facebook page. And if you need help with social media, just let me know. I'd be happy to help you.
Definitely.
So I post for a million other places. I got you.
We have a caller on the line.
All right, let's see.
Before we finish out.
Good morning.
Hello. One more thing.
Okay. Hi, David. Double dose of David.
For her son, there's a movie that I saw, very decent movie, My Penguin Friend.
He's actually seen it.
Really?
Yeah, he saw that movie. Anything penguin, he literally will Google penguins just randomly.
So he's a big fan of the Madagascar penguins?
Yes, he loves penguins. If it's penguins or soccer, he probably knows about it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so proving we don't need swear words and immorality to enjoy a movie.
Exactly.
Have a good rest of your week.
Bye, David. Get to work on time. Oh, you're late.
Hey, I'm telling you, I need all the swear words for me to enjoy. What the bleep? You bleeping me again? You gotta be. You're so full of bleep.
I think Karen thinks.
Karen, thank you very much for sticking up for me. It's okay.
And I hope that's why I texted her. I'm only playing with Elliot.
Yeah.
We wouldn't make him do it.
You are not gonna make.
I make him do other fun things, but I wouldn't make him do that.
Listen, I draw the line at putting weird things in my mouth.
Well,
no,
not
you
only
don't.
that, like we said, I'm here to make people think better of
I
themselves.
know. Well, you already are. You already are by saying those things. You already are. So I
See?
appreciate that. Yes.
How nice.
I appreciate that.
So again, today, later on, I will have Rachel's information on our Facebook page, along with some of the other pictures that people have sent in today and comments. And we made it through another Monday.
I'm getting swallowed by the dark right now.
I know. We got to remember. We got to put a timer on your phone to shut the shades.
Yeah. Before we hand it over to the local community hour, how can people get in touch with you?
Like I said, my Facebook page, which she'll put that up for you guys.
It's called
Seeing Through Rachel's Lens.
Seeing Through Rachel's Lens on Facebook.
And my phone number is 859-382-9320. And if you'd like to email me, my email is Rachel, which is RACHEL, period, 628 @yahoo.com.
You have a Yahoo account.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I have a Yahoo account too. Oh no, I'll tell you, I have an SBC Global account.
I have an SBC Global.
I actually have 3 Yahoo accounts.
I still have it. I don't know how to get into it, but I also have an AOL account.
See,
I
still
have
use
one, but
my
I don't.
SBC.
I don't use my AOL.
You don't use it anymore?
No.
I use my SBC for the crap, so all my spam mail goes there, and my Gmail for important stuff. So
Oh, so now we know if it's your Gmail, it's important. Everything else is your crap. So, guys,
Perhaps.
if she gives you her SBC Global account email, understand where you go in the order of things.
way to call me out, L Train.
You said it. You said it yourself.
Well, that's like when I sign up for anything, I use that because then they sell it, and I get 37 crap
All right.
emails.
There we go, vendors, just so you know that too. All right, folks, this has been the WRMN Morning Show. We're going to be handing it off to the local community hour. And
I believe Margarita Matt is in the
Margarita
house.
Matt's here.
Okay, Margarita Matt's here.
We'll see what we're talking about. Thanks so much for joining us. We will be back again tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6 a.m. for more Morning Show Mayhem.